Hi everybody. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to use a very simple technique that I'm using quite a bit to deal with various sensations that I believe come from perceived danger. Um, and even mostly sensations that I have involve intestinal feelings or various things, but you can use this on various types of physical and emotional feelings, and I use them for both. So I want to just lead you through the process. It's very simple and is basically a visualization or a use of the imagination and a few different mental abilities. And then I'm going to explain a generalized reasoning why it works. And so what we're going to do is we're first going to do this together. So what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to your body for a moment. And there's probably, notice if there's some type of a physical or emotional sensation that is uncomfortable somewhere in the body. So, for example, I want you to kind of feel where that is, and I'm going to do this as well. So I want you to kind of sense into exactly where that is and feel that area. And I want you to really get a sense of where that is. And when you know where that is, I want you to place your hand right where that sensation is on your body. And let me know when you have that, or you can't really let me know. But that's how I would usually say it. Just kind of say, you could say to yourself, talk to me and say, even though I can't hear you, you could say, "Yep, I got it." And now, what I want you to do is I want you to now begin to look and see what color it comes to mind, first of all, as this feeling, fitting this feeling. And so, for example, you're going to see that shape. In some way, your mind will assign a color. You might see it there, and whatever it is, whatever your mind does is fine. Just kind of let your imagination assign a color to it. Say, okay, so you see that. Then what I want you to do is I want you to now, once you see that, I want you to take out that area and imagine that you're holding that emotion right in front of you. And so it's very important to actually physically take it out. Now you're holding this object there. Make sure you have it all. Make sure you're holding it in your hand. So you want to be holding it there. Make sure you got the whole thing. Don't leave any of it in there. Take it out. Now I want you to look at the object in your mind's eye and tell me if it's the same color or a different color. Whatever it does is fine. Just look at it and see what color it is now. Now, I want you to look at it now and notice what direction it's going in. Is it clockwise or counterclockwise? Is it going like this or is it going like that? And allow your mind to kind of assign a spin to it, whatever fits it better. And just notice that you kind of see which way it's going. So that's very easy. You just kind of let your mind show you that in some way. Once you have that, what I want you to do is then I want you to take it and I want you to make it the opposite of the color that it is. So just kind of look at it and make it the opposite color. And then what I want you to do real easily is I want you to now start spinning it the opposite way. So start stirring this object around and I'll start moving it around very quickly. Start spinning it and allow it to just I want you to actually move it. And so in your mind's eye, have it be spinning and spin it really quick. And let me know when you get it spinning fast enough that you know it can't go back to the way that it was. And once you know that it's really good and really healthy, I want you to take it, I want you to place it right back in to where you got it from. So I want you to take it and put it right in. And just allow it to settle in there. And notice the change. Notice that original feeling. It's probably gone or different in some way. And notice that change. And obviously, if you want to do this a few times, if there's some pieces left over or some uncomfortable feelings remaining, you can just do this a few times. And in a few tries, the feeling will transform. It'll be different, and it's likely that it'll be gone. Now, this type of thing is very easy to do. You can do it for all kinds of sensations. Like, so for example, my nose is itchy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. And already my nose stopped being itchy because I just took the sensation out. And so it came back. So now I'm going to do it again. And I put it down over there. And so it significantly reduced that because I'm imagining that I'm removing it. The mind can't tell the difference between these things. And it keeps coming back because my nose probably really is itchy. But my mind shouldn't be able to kind of just, okay, so I'm going to do this a little more systematically. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to spin it around. Put it in there. All right. So now that itchy, I didn't even touch my nose. So I did, but now that I did that feeling a little more systematically, and so the feeling is a little more permanent now. But it's amazing that you can see. I'm experiencing a physical sensation, and because I'm manipulating it using the method we just did, what's happening is that I'm able to, in a mental way, not be a prisoner of sensation. So the reason why I'm giving you this technique and letting you see this be at work, and just giving you examples and showing you that it does work, even on video, like with me having an itchy nose, is that, and I used it on a feeling right there in the video too. I had a feeling in my stomach. I was kind of agitated. It was probably an emotional feeling. I used it on a physical feeling and then on an emotional feeling. So you saw both of those things on video. And you said they were very effective. They were effective, and I use this all the time with all kinds of things. I mean, I've seen this be used on. I've pulled out a Charlie horse out of my foot, and then the foot went slack. I use this all the time on the intestinal sensations that I have. Now, this is obviously you can it's like there's the one thing of like, don't be stupid and just remove all the sensations and not get checked out medically. But mostly, like, I think that the thing is, it's amazing. Like, it has given me freedom within the context of a lot of the sensations that I've experienced, that I know that I'm not stuck there. Like, if my body is reacting and is scared and thinks that I've eaten something, or I'm getting sick, or my intestines having a problem, I don't have to be stuck there in this mindset of, I'm trapped in this sensation. If I have a cramp, I can look at that cramp and I can take that cramp out imaginally, and I can manipulate it. And so it gives me the ability to have some fun and have some freedom. I've even driven upstate New York for 5 hours, and you don't think that's a good idea with intestinal issues. But, the thing is that I don't really have intestinal issues. I just have, some stress issues or some things that then spiral into a few other things. And then it's just this perceived danger. And so when I have these sensations, or if I have any type of these symptoms, I was just doing things where I'm imagining doing other things with these sensations, and they turn off. And so I was able to get all the way up there, 5-hour drive without any problem. These are things that are possible, even with the sensations like these. And so I just wanted to make this video so you can see, and you saw in the video, the use of this technique on an emotional feeling and on a physical feeling, and it worked in both cases on film. And so if you need to, just kind of play this back a few times if you have to work through something. And I think the reason why this works very simply is because there is this these levels. When we have an accurate understanding of the human person, it helps us to operate in a certain to take advantage of this. And this technique was originally I discovered this by watching some videos that I don't really recommend, but because there's just like some philosophical and presentational differences that I have. But I got this from a man named Dr. David Snyder, who's been very influential on me, although I don't recommend. I think you have to judiciously, through a filter, watch some of the videos, just because I come from a different philosophical background. I think that there's some things that are helpful and some things that are not helpful in the videos. But I've been very influenced by this technique that he gave to a very great degree. It's been a great benefit in my life, and that's something that I really have to appreciate him for. Um, he's the originator of this method, as far as I can tell. Um, and the way I've come to understand how this works is that we have various abilities in our mind. That we have our attention, our imagination, our mind, our will, and our heart. And in a way, and there's a little more to us. There's a spiritual core as well. Um, but the thing is, at the very basic level, this technique, you take in a feeling or a sensation that's kind of from, maybe we could call that the unconscious mind, or the feelings, or the appetites, or whatever term you want to use, the lower self, whatever it is, for those sensations or those bodily things. And then what we do is we notice where it is. That's the attention. We figure out what color it is. That's the imagination. We look at it again. That's the mind. We say, is it still the same color? We spin it around. We figure out what way it's going. That's the will. We're kind of doing something with it. And then the heart. You're talking to me. You're relating to another person. And again, you could do this by talking to yourself. As you do it, say, okay, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to go like this. You do that type of thing to kind of ground yourself in the process. And people who are interested, or who have a background of, you can obviously do this just by using on a natural level, using your natural mental abilities. And if you're a person of faith, I will pray to God. I will tell Jesus about what I'm doing. I will speak to him, and I will and kind of do that as I can bring that in as well. But you can do this process as a natural process or as a faith process. So that's kind of that's how I describe this. It's parts of yourself, and it's using. And the thing is, it's almost like these aspects of ourself are like our teeth, and we chew on this sensation. And when we chew on the sensation using our teeth, and then we look at it again and we say, oh, how does it feel now? We digest it. And when we digest it, we lose that sense of indigestion of this feeling. So again, like if we have a feeling, we can just kind of look at it, and we can be fun with this. So for example, like right now there's a sensation in my chest. I can just play with it. Like I could take it out, and I could imagine it as a little Dr. Seuss animal. Like it's a little elephant creature now with a little snouty little thing and a tail. And I can make him small, really small. I can make him big, or I can make him really small. I can put him behind my head and make him disappear. And the feeling in my chest is gone. It's like, because these things allow us to, when we can make these things into a package, it's the same thing that you naturally do when you speak to someone about how you feel. You get something off your chest, you put it into words. All we're doing is we're putting it into images. And, and it's like if you send your kids to school, it's more effective if you learn something in multiple ways. So if you kind of move and imagine and do all these things, it's like you're learning through multiple means all at once, and you're sending multiple signals to your brain. It makes it easier to stay focused and doubles and enhances the effect. There's all different reasons why this works, and there's probably many more ways we could describe it. So that's kind of the way that I look at this, and I hope that that you can use this in the middle of whatever struggles you're having. That you can use this to feel better and to find freedom, to find creative control again, to realize that you can be creative rather than stuck in this mindset of being trapped in your sensations. That you can just play with them. Like I was driving up to New York, but pretending that the little cramps in my stomach were little animals sitting on the, focusing in on that. And remember, this technique is not about killing your sensations. I felt bad as I made that little fake animal disappear behind my head. It's not about killing them. It's about comforting them. It's about building rapport between your conscious mind, your unconscious mind. And if you're coming from a faith perspective, building rapport between you. If I'm doing this, it helps me build rapport between me, Jesus, myself, and my unconscious mind, because I'm relating upward and then, connecting downward. So there's a way that you could do this in this faith-based paradigm, or it simply can be a means of you gaining some rapport between your conscious and unconscious mind in a healthy way, because it's using all the parts of yourself. So it's something that for me is very helpful to anyone. It can work for anybody, but it's not about killing those feelings. It's about rapport. It's about that I notice it has to begin with me feeling that sensation. So I have to sense into the cramp, and then I make the animal into the shape of the cramp, kind of, or an extension of it. And that's very helpful. That's something that you can do too. It's about this type of focusing. It's to be done playfully, and you can just kind of be having fun with it, and that's the whole deal there. And so take it out. So if there's something that so I can just do something now, like I have a sensation, I'm just going to lift it out, and I'm holding it, and I can just let it float away, and it goes away. And you could feel like a healing, a shift, something that's very positive and comforting. It's just gone. So you have the freedom to have this creative approach to your sensations in your body, your emotions, and everything. So I want you to have this, and I hope this video is helpful to you.